Yo, what is up, guys? It's Feeblemind here. I'm very, very sick, so excuse me if I sound like shit or I cough or anything in the middle of this video. Just want to thank you guys for the crazy amount of you and who looked at that INFJ video and really liked it. I said I probably wasn't going to do any more INFJ stuff, MBTI stuff, mostly because I don't really like MBTI. I honestly think it's a shallow system. I don't think labeling yourself as a person is a smart idea. I think people I think people who are kind of desperate for answers and kind of struggling through life like to kind of latch on to MBTI. I look at MBTI as like a prey mechanic, and there's a lot of people who do take advantage of that. So just be aware of those MBTI sites and those professionals who are gonna charge you $300 to type you and give you this crazy goal. And yeah, just watch out for it. Just don't bother. There's a lot of people who like to take advantage of this shit. So I like to stay away from it. I already dived into it. I spent my couple months here. I learned everything I needed to. I pulled out. I'm happy. But so, just to address a couple things. Uh, Somebody was complaining because I was deleting comments. People who were leaving. All the comments I was deleting were just troll comments and shit posters, and then the typical people going, "Well, I think you're ENTJ, or I think you're this." Yeah, I don't really fucking care what you think I am, mate. Like, that's not the point of the video. Like, I spent months and months. Yeah, I'm not even gonna get into it, man. But like, I'm gonna listen to what some fucking random idiot in the YouTube comment tells me. Like, you don't even get proper reasoning either. At least if somebody gives a proper, like, detailed reasoning explaining why I don't think you're this and why I think you're this, I'll read it and be like, hey, good time, dude. I want to read it. But when you're just like, you're an ENTJ, it's like, okay, bye. So I leave all the comments up that are actually constructive and people asking questions and just people not being fucking retards, because this is why I don't deal with people anymore. Uh, so so this video is gonna be a couple different things. I just wanted to talk a little bit more about INFJ shit. Figure out to go through the struggles or the problems of being an INFJ, just to talk about in general, like why I don't actually like being this type. So like, if somebody wants to give me a proper detailed analysis of what little you know about me from a 3 hour video where I didn't even really explain much about myself, if you really want to type me as a different type, please feel free to do it in the comments, because I would love not to be an INFJ. Like, I would actually love to be not an INFJ. I absolutely hate this type. I hate being this type. I would much rather want to be an INTJ, probably ENFJ, or even just like a regular sensor type. To be honest with you, my life would be a lot easier. Uh, just the way my mind works would be a lot simpler. I wouldn't be as lazy as I am. Just constantly fucking thinking about things and not doing them. This song sucks. Okay, so apparently it's a popular thing for INFJs to all cry about their problems on Twitter, so let's read them. So, our mind doesn't have an off switch. The amount of self-reflection I do is ridiculous, so I'll bring it up. Yeah, that's true. The thing is, it happens in different. It doesn't happen all the time. It happens in like weird things. Uh, these kind of the same thing. Uh, so much for sleeping. It's hard to agree. This is also true. This is why. This is one of the things I hate the most about being INFJ is like I just don't do anything. I have like a lot of good ideas. I come up with a lot of interesting concepts and and structures and stuff, but like I never do any of them because until I actually get to that point where everything is just like one answer. Like if there's too many potential answers to a problem, then like I just don't want to be involved in it because I just want one clear cut answer, and it's like it hurts my head. But this ties into the first two. What I want to talk about is that as you can tell right here, I'm having one of those. It's 3:30 in the morning, and I'm sick. I should be sleeping, but I can't sleep because I keep coughing every time I lay down. So, like these random thoughts and like internal monologuing that happens at like really weird times. It doesn't always happen in the middle of the night either. It happens a lot for me at night, but uh especially not so much lately for me, because like what I do now is I use my tablet and I'll usually watch like a Twitch stream or something to go to bed. So like I have that extra audio input coming in, and it kind of blocks out me from just sitting there and alone thinking. So that works pretty good. What happens for me, my place is hilariously like on the toilet and in the shower. Like I will sit in the shower like for like an hour, like hot shower, just kind of like fade out and just start thinking about all kinds of weird shit. It's actually where I thought about this video earlier today, hilariously enough. So it's not like all the time for me. It's these very like weird, these very like zen spots. Uh, Especially when complicated thoughts can be difficult. Yeah, I guess that's true, and that's something I hate about being an INFJ. Is like even this video in my head when I was in the shower earlier, man, I was fucking pumping out all kinds of like sick ideas and things I wanted to say, and they all connected and made sense. And I'm gonna say right now, by the end of this video, uh, nothing I say is probably gonna make any fucking sense, and I'm probably gonna rewatch the video and probably hate the video completely, because I'm just like, well, I didn't talk about anything I wanted to talk about, or what I was trying to say didn't make any sense. Uh, I don't really do this. I'm gonna cough. Hang on. I don't really do this. Like I don't like zone out. Like if I'm at work, I don't know if this is an INFJ thing. I don't think it is. I think INFJs are pretty focused when it comes to any kind of like social thing or work, anything like that, where they have responsibilities or it's like a social gathering or something. We very much are like in that moment and focused on everybody around us. And like I don't think this happens as much. I think this is more like an INTP thing because they're more detached from people around them. But I know for me, if like I'm thrown into a party, like I'm in the party, like I'm mingling with people, I'm watching people. Like even if I'm just sitting in the corner, like I'm not just sitting there like dazing off thinking about shit. I'm like looking around me watching the party. This never really happens to me. I need something deeper. I need to challenge me intellectually. I would say it's true. I don't swim in shallow waters. This is also another problem I find of being an INFJ that I really don't like is like I just can't find relationships, and even if I do, it's just like even if like everything's perfect and it clicks right for me, it just never clicks right for her either. I just like I haven't found that yet where we both are clicking. So and I don't really go for like relationships very often. Maybe like once a year, I will actually kind of like find somebody that I'll be interested in. And it's not even just challenging me intellectually, although that is pretty fun when somebody's kind of like got the same kind of snarky personality I have, and they're very good at like just coming back and challenging the things I say. It's really fun for me to play those little mind games. Not like in like a negative way, but like a positive way. Like we're having fun, just kind of joking around back and forth. If I say something, like it's attractive to me if the girl's like instantly takes that and like rebukes it right away. Uh, but at the same time, like it doesn't just have to be intellectually. Like they could be like a really active person and pull me out of my comfort zone all the time. They like to hang out with people a lot. That's good too. But it is one of the things I hate about being on FJ is that I can't just like fall into relationships as easy as everybody else does and not take them as not serious as everybody else does. Sometimes there are no words when you can't find the words to say because the emotion is too deep to be spoken. I don't know if it's about the emotions too deep to be spoken. It's kind of like getting poetic about it. But there are times when the words are there when I think about them, and when I like was in the shower and I was thinking about what I wanted to say, the words all came out and they all made sense in my head. But then like I forget them when it actually comes to saying it, or I mispronounce or misspeak what I'm actually trying to say. So that happens a lot, and it's kind of annoying. I wish I could just put my shit down. I guess the easiest way would be to write, and that's what people have been yelling at me about. They're like, you should just script everything before you make videos, because honestly, it would work because I type extremely fast, uh, and I can literally type as I'm thinking. But I don't know. Like I said, happens in the shower, dude. What do you want me to do? Like roll out like a waterproof laptop into my shower and fucking just sit there in the fucking shower while the shower's going and just type away? I mean, if I could, I would. Living in a moment isn't a thing we've mastered yet. Yeah, this is something I talked about in my earlier video. It's like it's very hard just to enjoy each day. Uh, very much like constantly worrying about like what am I gonna eat tomorrow? Like how am I gonna pay this bill in a week? Uh, what am I gonna do for a job next month? Like how am I gonna get this car going? How am I gonna get this thing going? How am I gonna do this? Like why did I do that before? Why did I do this? Why do I keep fucking spending money I don't have on stupid shit? It's like I can't just like even video games, man. Like I just buy a game and I'm just like most people. They buy a game, they get fucking excited, they play it, they have a good time. I buy the game and like I'm instantly thinking like I'm either regretting my decision after like an hour because I'm realizing there's like no future for the game for me at least. Like maybe the game itself has no future, or maybe I just have no future in this game because I'm bad at it and I just don't want to spend the time to get good at it. So then I'm sitting there like, why did I spend that fucking money? Like I'm never gonna be able to do anything. I can't just enjoy the game. You probably never see just how much we feel. I'm gonna cough. Hang on. Sorry about that. I'm really totally disengaged. I'm actually deeply emotionally involved. That I'm dumbstruck. I'm not sure about that. I mean, you probably will never see how much we feel. That's true. Most people think I'm an emotionless asshole when like I'm actually very concerned with the deeper meaning of life and the prospect of humanity and what's going to happen to us and what kind of path we're on and shit like that. Like shit like that bothers me and I think about it all the time, but I don't talk about it because people don't want to talk about that shit. People want to talk about football. They're century types, man. They want fucking concrete, fast daily information. Come on, what's going on today? What kind of car you got? What kind of car you driving? What's the new PlayStation out? You playing the new game, dude? You listen to that new rap song? You see the freaking did you see the Super Bowl? Did you go to the Super Bowl? You don't watch football? What are you, gay? Okay, moving on. Somehow we're both loners and social chameleons. I don't really fit in anywhere. Yeah, I can just read. Yeah, that's true. Hang on, coughing again. So this is very, very true. And the thing is like, don't put a negative connotation of being a loner. A lot of people do that. I don't really understand why either. There's nothing wrong with being a loner, and it doesn't generally mean people who are loners are like lonely people. I know the words in there, but like me being a loner doesn't actually make me lonely. There's very few occasions where I'm actually lonely. Generally, it's like if I see like a multiplayer game, I kind of want to like get the boys together and play with, and they're not around. Then it's like but I don't sit there and go, I wish I had a girlfriend. I wish I had friends. Like I don't really care. But if you just throw me in a group of people, like no matter what situation I'm in, I'll probably just like naturally just fit in, make jokes about myself, just whatever, start laughing, making stupid comments, and then catching myself making those stupid comments and going, oof, probably shouldn't have said that. But this is definitely true, like social chameleon shit. Like, it's also kind of one of the reasons why I hate being an INFJ is like, you don't really, especially in high school, if the chances of you developing like true long lasting like those brotherly bond friendships or that sister traveling pants bullshit friendship if you're a female while you're in like high school in your early years is just like not gonna happen as 9FJ. Like I fit in everywhere. My friend groups ranged from the goth kids to the popular kids to the hot girls to the cheerleaders to the football players to the lacrosse players to the fucking geek club, the video game squad, the anime squad. Like I literally would sit in a fucking different seat at lunch in different groups like every day. And that's a very hilarious thing, by the way. People who don't think that's a real thing in schools. Uh people very much need like that weird kind of pack mentality shit to survive for some reason. And like it's a very real thing. Like there are cliques, like they exist, and you can very much tell them from each other. And there's always a hierarchy. Uh, One of the funniest things is like in middle school, uh, for like a long time in middle school, for like 2 or 3 years, I was actually, well, until I fucked it up. I fucked it up pretty bad. I made a accidental racial remark about somebody's girlfriend that wasn't really meant to be racist. I didn't know what the word meant, what I was saying, and I thought it was like cool to say because I was like 14 or 13 or 12 or something at the time, and they just like used that to just fucking topple me down. And it's my fault, but I don't know what the fuck I was even saying. I was so confused. I was like, I didn't know that was like a racist remark. I'm sorry, but they didn't care. Anyway, but I used to like pretty much hang out with like all the hot girls, the popular guys, that little group. And it's funny too, cause uh, like people would be confused by it all the time. Like even like my nerd friends, if I go sit with them, they'd be like, how the fuck are you like in that group? And I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I just go casually walk over there. They all say hi to me. They'd embrace me. Fucking, I'd let the fucking girls like pigtail my hair because I just didn't give a fuck. Like, hey guys, and they all have fun doing that. I think it was fun. And then like me and the guys would fucking like snort wasabi sauce and like do stupid little guy challenges when you're like fucking stupid 12-year-old kid. And so yeah, but it's kind of funny when you're in those things because you start to notice the hierarchies. Like I got very good right away at like telling who was like the alpha dog in like every little clique and group because there always is one. There's always an alpha dog. There's always that alpha male that has to like insert his dominance into every little clique you're in. It doesn't matter what clique it is. It could even be like an anime nerd squad. There's always gonna be like that one hardcore nerd that has like that knows everything, or has a dad that works at fucking Kyoto Animation or something, where he's part Japanese, so he knows Japanese and he's cooler than you. There's always that alpha male. It's like in our fucking genes. Uh, but it was funny in this group because this is like a wolf pack, right? Because these are the popular kids. These guys are brutal. Like this is like the top dogs, the wolves, the big wolf pack running around. And here's this fucking alpha wolf, right? And like he hated me, man, because like he could not. He's just sitting there with his pack, having a good time. He's king of the castle, top dog, and he's looking in his pack, and he notices this is fucking. It's not even a wolf. It's a fucking like a dog, just like a regular fucking stray dog, just like hopping around, frolicking around in his wolf pack, and he's just looking at it like, how the fuck did you get in here? All right, and that's pretty much him looking at me because I'm the stray dog, just kind of like frolicking around, fucking like buddy, jumping around howling at the moon with his other wolf buddies, and he's just like pure alpha wolf, just like what the fuck. So of course he has to confront me all the time and like kind of give me little nudges, like let me know, hey, just because like everybody's like gathering around you and thinks you're interesting and shit, like I'm still in charge, he give me like a little push in the hallway or something, or make a little snark comment. Shit was funny, dude. It always happens. One of the things, the only thing I think I ever liked, I do like about being an INFJ is just the fact that like I'm so good at just reading people, uh, and just seeing and just telling like right away, like, all right, this dude's the fucking alpha dog. This is his little fucking pet bitch over here. Like, this is henchman A, henchman B. Like, I can just sort them all out just by looking at them or just listening to them talk for a couple seconds and just like pick up on all their little cues. And shit's always great. I can always tell like which girl is into who, and if there's like a three-way love triangle going on, I'm just watching it unfold, and I already see what's gonna happen. It just makes me laugh. Uh, and I used to get involved in it too. Uh, like I said, I'm not a good person. Like especially when I was younger, because I would experiment with this shit and purposely get involved in these like circles in order to just like confirm my beliefs. Because at first it's like obviously it's like I don't know if I'm right. I just get these feelings. I gotta know if these feelings are right. So what do? You set people up. and you just figure things out. You see how they react to things. You test them, and I would do that to people a lot. I ruined a lot of friendships that way. I ruined other people's friendships that way. I even ruined relationships, a couple of relationships that way. Uh, but the thing is, the relationships were going to be ruined, and the friendships were going to be ruined anyway. It was just a matter of time. I just sped up the process, uh, you know, because it's like I didn't see the point of dragging things out. When it's like it's not going to work, so it's like, why are you going to drag it out? It's like stupid. But that's probably the only thing I really do like about being an INFJ, is just how well you can just kind of read people and things. I mean, although there are some people out there you just like can't read and figure out. Like, uh, it's actually not even. It's not even that. It's not so much that you can't read them. It's just like, it's just they're so stupid that they don't even know what the fuck they're doing or saying. It's like they almost run off like instinctual fear. I like to call them like the sheep people, and a couple of people I worked with were like this, where like they just had like no backbone, uh, and they pretty much ran off of fear. Like they would yell at you and blame things on you, and just sporadically freak out and just blow situations out of hand without listening to any kind of facts or like valid reasonings on anything, just because they got that fear aspect. Uh, they're like, this especially happens with a lot of bosses. You ever wonder why your boss is probably a dickhead? Like, especially if he's a dickhead and he's not good at his job, it's because he knows he's not good at his job and he's an idiot and he doesn't know how to get better. So instead of trying to get better, he tries to make everybody around him look worse. That's how dumb people keep their jobs. So if you're ever curious, how is this idiot in the position he's in? It's because he's very good at making other people look like bigger idiots than him by using his authority to either yell at them or set them up for failure instead of being a good boss and setting up for success. And that's how he keeps his job. And it's pretty much the problem with our society is we have a lot of fucking idiots running things they shouldn't be running because they've done that their entire careers instead of actually learning and figuring out how to properly do their jobs and manage people and situations. They take the easy route where you just make everybody else the scapegoat for your problems. So yeah, there's that rant. I already forgot what I was talking about. I got a cough. You only know our true thoughts and feelings if we trust you. Mm, yeah, that's kind of true. It's also not true. Like I was talking about before, I think this is a wall system, and you have like levels to that wall system, like 1 to 1,000, 1 to 100, whatever. How thick your walls are. Some people's aren't as thick, and you kind of have the gates open for like 1 through 10, unless like a fucking emergency happens and you feel like you're getting attacked, and you just completely shut every gate. But usually, like for me, like I'll have like gates 1 through 15 like open, and that leads me to share certain things that like personally don't bother me that much and aren't that really that big of a deal about myself. And I'll usually use those as kind of like openers and conversations or to get other people to open up. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, very much so. Like the real true feelings and thoughts, you guys ain't gonna know shit unless we trust you. You have a strong need for meaningful work and authenticity. Uh, yeah, this is true. This is why I left my other job. Is well, between being sick all the time, uh, some nerve damage issues, and just like being miserable and depressed 24/7 because I just got sick of doing the same thing and not seeing any potential for growth or any future in the job, and seeing so many people who've been there for like 20 years and just like go nowhere. Just was like, all right, dude, I need to leave. Uh, yeah, if there's no meaning in your work or anything, then you're gonna have a hard time, which sucks because there's not a lot of jobs out there that are very high paying that are like meaningful to what most typical INFJs are gonna want. A lot of the jobs that are available are a lot of mind-numbing manufacturing jobs. They're just like they're not they're not hard jobs, but they're just kind of boring because you just do the same fucking thing every day. Like you just come in, you sit down, you make your quota, you leave. Come in, sit down, make your quota, leave, quota, leave, quota, leave, quota, leave. And you just want to fucking drill out your fucking brains, dude. And then you like constantly walk or watch around you for 5 years as people come and go, and you're just wondering how these like full grown adults are just so bad at the job that you learned in like a day and that you've been doing for like 5 years, better than everybody else in the whole company when you're not even trying, and you're just wondering like, is everybody else not trying either? Because I'm not trying. I'm number one, and I don't want to be number one. So why can't the rest of you just like do the same amount as me? Like I can't go any slower. I'm gonna lose my mind. I can't. We're not gonna. You get the picture. Like I want to be able to do, like I want to be able to just do these like pointless like menial work outside jobs and shit because they just take your mind off shit. It's a good exercise. Like for a while, this is what I used to do. I used to like go outside, do construction work and shit, and like that made me miserable too, just because like the hours are long and like my boss was kind of an ass because he was my grandfather. He always yelled at me all the time, even though I was doing the right thing. Even when I did the right thing, he still yelled at me. So it made me feel like I was never learning. And I don't know. It's just one of those things. I would like to be able to do those jobs. I would like to have those options. And I'd probably do them if I'm like absolutely forced to. But like, it's not my first choice. And it's hard to find jobs that are actually like fulfill what you want to do. Our values and causes are everything to us. Isn't it? You're finding about once I do favorably, even though they're not. Yeah, this is all true. It's another thing I hate. This is something I talked about in the fucking other INFJ video too. Just the struggle of an INFJ is finding what means something to you, developing that shit. Not constantly taking in values from other people in order to discover like what you personally feel is right, and like connecting and finding that one true meaning. And it's like it takes a long time, and what sucks is usually when you do find it, it's pretty late in life, and then like everybody else thinks you're a complete weirdo, and then like you'll just drop everything you've been doing for like 5 years to start pursuing it, and then everybody's like, it's like, why are you doing this to yourself? Why did you quit your job and give up everything to pursue this one thing? And you're like, well, because I'm passionate about it, and I don't know what to tell you. Like, this is all I got left for right now. I'm sorry, I'm actually dying. I keep coughing really hard. Probably gotta get some water in a minute. Our type is called a counselor for a reason. The strong feeling like you have to somehow make something better, like a bad environment at work or a good friend that's sad. Yeah, this is kind of true. I don't like to admit it, but it's true. What's funny too is like, okay, I've been playing like the Mass Effect games again. If you don't know what the Mass Effect games are, just do like a Google search and like Mass Effect games in 5 minutes, and it'll explain it to you. Basically, it's RPG, sci-fi RPG, but like a lot of the choices and dialogue options that you make, and the ways you deal with things, affect things in the game, and even affect things into the next game. Like you can kill it, you can fuck up and kill your whole crew, and your whole crew's not going to be there when you play the third game. If you kill them all in the second game because you're an idiot. And one thing I noticed is that, like, even when I try to play, like, because it's boring, right? To play, like, Paragon Shepherd, the Good Shepherd, where you just make all the right decisions and you help everybody. It's like, it's boring because that's what everybody does, right? All the people hunting achievements and shit. But it's like, I can't not do it. It pisses me off, man. I gotta force myself to be Renegade Shepherd. And even when I do it, I always start going, well, I think I've been a little too renegade. Let's go back to Paragon. I just fucking can't do it. There's a couple situations obviously I can't do renegade shit, like if like, the fucking NPC is just like talking forever, making no fucking sense, or being stupid, or like if like the spoiler for Mass Effect 3 when you like have to kill Counselor Udina, like I just fucking straight up shoot him, dude. He's been a prick since Mass Effect 1. I have no problem putting him out. Like that's no problem. When it comes to like do you help this poor guy find his wife on this random planet that's gonna take you 3 hours to go around and scan, and it's like completely out of your way to do it, and you don't even know why you're doing it, but you do it anyway? Just yeah, I do those quests every time, even though I don't want to. Just like, I want to, spice it up and maybe like fucking, kill some of my crew in like a new run through, and be super paragon, super renegade shepherd, and like just see how the game plays, not having like certain crew members, and I just can't do it, dude. Like I'm always just like, but I can't kill him. Like even though I don't even like this character, I just can't kill him. And like I've been noticing that, and I don't know if that's an INFJ thing. I feel like it is. I feel like it's connected to this being that fucking counselor, and I want to make everybody else feel good and like make the environment better. And like Mass Effect just plays on that, dude, where it's just like, do you be the dick, or do you be the hero the universe needs to kill the Reapers and save the universe? And even though you played through it 6 fucking times, playing superhero of the universe and helping everybody solve their problems, and you want to try to doing like the badass route where you just fucking like guns blazing, just kill everybody, fucking no fucks given. You just like, cause it's more fun probably, and you want to do it, but you just fucking can't do it, dude. Every time I get to that fucking dialogue tree, I'm just like, I'm hovering over it, and then I'm like, oh, I go back. It's so painful. Or like I'll get to a point where like if I don't remember, it's like, oh shit, this guy could die. I have to look it up. I have to make sure I don't kill this guy. Like I can't just do it and just like enjoy it in the moment. I have to be like, but if I kill him, dude, what's gonna happen later? Like, oh my god, I need him, right? Like I can't kill him. He's a good guy. Like why would I kill him? It's like I can't not do it. Fucking pisses me off unless they're like an actual evil person. I just like I can't just I can't do them dirty. It drives me insane. Seriously, I keep trying to play these games, and I just keep doing the same fucking thing every time. All you really do absorb people's emotions. It's not so much absorbing people's emotions. You just we very can easily relate to things. Very good at just putting ourselves in their shoes, just being like empathetic, like uh it doesn't even you don't even have to be it doesn't even have to be a real person. It could be a movie, an anime. It could even be Mass Effect games. Like there's certain arcs or DLC in Mass Effect with certain characters that I just like really like and just in tuned with. Sorry. That it's like every time I play through those, I'm just like I get fucking teary eyed, dude, or I just get to like that good feeling. I'm just like, yeah, like Grunt, dude. Grunt's one of my favorite characters from Mass Effect. I don't know why. I just fucking love Grunt, dude. And like every time I play Mass Effect 3, dude, and I land, I get excited every fucking time I do that mission where you meet Grunt again. Like every time. And I see Grunt, and he's like Shepard, and I'm like Grunt, and I'm like I'm doing it in real life. Like I get excited. It doesn't matter how many times I replay the game; it happens every time. You know, it's just like you just like I'm putting myself in this fictional character's shoes and just enjoying like the idea that like this fucking big tank grown fucking Krogan fuck that like literally is a human like a just a biological bulldozer is just like thinks I'm the coolest motherfucker in the world. Basically thinks I'm like almost like his dad, for Christ's sakes. And every time he sees me, he loves me. And like I love him too, man. I don't know how to explain it, dude. Hopefully you get what I'm trying to say. Mostly time I tell myself one-sided relationships. Unfortunately, I don't find myself in this problem anymore, but I'm sure some of you younger INFJs do. You'll get around to it. Just get yourself hurt a few more times. Honestly, humans are stupid. Until you get hurt, you can't avoid it. You just have to fall into it. So just let it happen. Nature's gonna run its course. You're gonna get hurt a few times, and then you learn your lesson, and then you'll see all the signs, and you'll be aware of what's gonna happen, and you won't fall for it anymore. But it is really unfortunate for INFJ, especially when you're younger. You do fall into these, especially friendships, uh, and it's annoying because we take it very hard. At least I did, and other types don't. Like for most types, like especially some of the sensor types, Fucking they're over it, and 10 seconds later, like, all right, I'm over it. See you later. But me, I'll be thinking about it. 16 years later, I'm still thinking about some shit from fucking high school. Oh God, why? Because we naturally put people's needs before our own. Cancel some plans. I think I felt really guilty about it. That's also really true. I actually got emailed from Bose, the speaker company, to do some work for them, and like, I just didn't want to. Well, at first I wasn't sick. At first I was like really hungry, and I was like waiting to get some money so I could buy some food, and like I just didn't want to talk to the lady right then. I was just like, I don't want to talk to anybody right now. Like, so I just set up like a meeting for Monday, and then like Monday rolled around and I got sick and I slept way past the meeting time, and I woke up and I checked the email, and I was like, oh fuck, and I felt really bad because it's like, in my head I'm thinking like, well, like, I made this lady wait around, she's probably really busy. There's probably other people who want this job too, and like I'm holding them up now. I'm holding up this whole company who needs a person for this job, and like, oh fuck, dude. Yeah, I get over it pretty fast. But like in that moment, it bothers the fuck out of me. You see fake people, yes, all the time. You see people. Some people are actually so fake they don't even know they're fake. That's actually one of the struggles you go through. Is don't ever try to like help fake people. Don't ever try to help people in general with their like internal struggles, even if you can see what's going on. Unless they directly ask you for advice, don't don't stick your nose where it doesn't belong. That's the best word of advice I can give to you younger INFJs. You will get into a lot of trouble. People don't like to see their ugliness, and you were very good at pointing it out. At least I'm very good at pointing it out. If you got a flaw, I'm gonna find it within like 30 seconds. Uh, this makes me very good at shit talking people. This is why nobody really fucked with me too much growing up, because I'm very good at building people up, but I'm also very, very expertly skilled at tearing people apart. Uh, and I will find weaknesses. Like it's only a matter of time. It doesn't matter how bad you hide them, you bury them in your fake personality. Like I'm gonna find them, and I'm gonna exploit them, especially if you piss me off. Uh, your best bet is like keep your thoughts to yourself when it comes to other people, unless they reach out. Like there's like a saying for it too. Like, you know, like, at least the hand reaches out. Like don't reach your hand out unless they're reaching their hand. I don't know how the saying goes. You can probably Google it. Somebody will put it in the comments. Be like, you're a fucking idiot. This is the saying. But it's like, you don't reach your hand out to everybody. You only reach your hand out for the people who reach out to you, and then you keep it very to the point. All right, of like what they're asking you. Like if they're asking you, uh, do you think Brad is no good for me? Just be like, well, I think he's good and bad for you. And just kind of counsel them. It's like, what makes you think Brad's bad for you? Don't just be like, yeah, he's bad for you because he cheats on you all the time. Your friend Melissa Johansson, who's posting on fucking Twitter right now, and I know this because I can see them flirting in the corner of my eye, and I can just kind of read this vibe from them and the way they look at each other. And also, there's rumor going on at work that like he gave you herpes, and don't ever do that. Just keep it in context. Don't help them. People got to figure out problems on their own. You can't. Okay, you can't. You feed a man a fish. You feed him for a day. You teach him to fish. He feeds himself for the rest of his life. It just it works with people the same way. If you fix their problems and just tell them shit like that, be like, yeah, he's cheating on you, blah blah blah. Like, if you just straight out tell them that shit, it's not gonna make things better. It's gonna make things worse. And then it very much likely will come back around and fucking slap you in the face and get you in trouble, because that happens all the time. People do that too. Uh, I've had it happen. You know, uh, sorry. Prime example. I had this girl, was my best friend for like 2-3 years. I actually only met her online, never met in real life. we both talked about a lot of deep things, depression, stuff like that. She had a rough time. We always had fun together. Uh, some of my old vods of us playing games together were fucking hilarious. Even if I go back and watch them today, I just die laughing because we were just fucking weirdos, dude. And our own fucking like stream chats didn't even understand what the fuck was going on. We were just weirdos, dude. But always had a good time, always. And you know, and she always made time for me. Anytime she was playing games, she'd always make sure like, oh, gotta get Chris in here. And like she was generally, it was nice having somebody who was like genuinely excited to have my company all the time, and like genuinely wanted to talk to me, genuinely wanted to play games with me, like gets excited, like uh, it was great. Uh, Obviously problems ended up happening, but basically what ended up happening is one of the guy she was like started dating. He was kind of a fucking like I could already tell just from fucking first impressions that it was not gonna work. That he was a fucking idiot. He wasn't a bad guy. He was just a fucking idiot. Uh, like he was a tool. She was like one of those girls that kind of likes to be in control of the relationship. So she always kind of finds those like wimpy guys that are kind of like little pushovers, and he was like the biggest little puppy pushover. Uh, so basically, she had a lot of issues. He discovered that the hard way, and it kind of freaked him out. So he said some shit, hurt her feelings, and then because he knew I was the best friend, uh, and he knew I had like privy information, and that like I've been dealing with her issues for a long time and shit like that. He came to me for advice, and he was like, "Yo, man, like, no bad blood between us. Like, can you help me out? How do I deal with this? What should I say to her?" So I basically told him straight out, like, this is what's going on with her. This is her problems. This is what's gonna keep happening. This is what you should probably do to kind of smooth things over. And he was like, "Oh man, thanks. You're a lifesaver." Next fucking day, uh, yep, he decided to literally tell her everything I told him. He actually copied and pasted our entire chat to her. So basically, what happened is instead of fixing the issues they had and him manning up and taking my advice, he decided to use everything I told him to kind of give him an idea of what he should try to do and what the problems were. And he just decided to use that to make me the bad guy because she was already in a fucking terrible mood. And then, like, as soon as she saw what I wrote, what I was telling him, she was even more pissed because, well, she's crazy and she has issues. And I told him all her issues, which is like, he's gonna find out anyway. Like, it's only a fucking matter of time before he finds out you're nuts. And it's like, uh, I basically became the scapegoat to like ease over their relationship, and he basically just threw me under the bus and denied a bunch of shit and just like went full little baby bitch mode. Sort of like, "I'm sorry, baby. Like, see what he was writing to me. And I was just like, are you fucking serious? So I basically became a scapegoat, ruined our friendship, and then they dated for like 2 more months, and then that fell apart because he's a piece of shit. And it was only a matter of time because he didn't fix the issues of what was happening. He ran out of people to throw under the bus because he tried doing it to some other people too later on when he didn't have any more. Yeah, so that's a fun story. So this is why, even if you understand and you know what the problems are and all that shit, just like keep some of it in context. The problem with the conversation is like I kind of covered too much shit and probably told some things that were a little bit too personal, but they were also dating for like 2 months, so I figured he already knew anyway. And I didn't think he was gonna use this as fucking ammunition to throw me under the bus because it's not that big of a deal, especially for dudes, man. Like, you don't do that to your dudes. Dudes aren't supposed to do that. That's a fucking women thing. God, that kid is such a little bitch, dude. If I ever see him again, I'm gonna punch him in the fucking face. I swear to God. Anyway, hopefully you understand what I was saying, and that ties into, understanding limitations and shit and holding back with that. But it is kind of annoying because, like, I don't really want to know these things about people, But it's like, and the thing is too, the biggest superpower here is our ability to gather information from other people. 90% of the things I find out about people and like these dirty little secrets aren't even from like actually looking at them themselves. It's from other people telling me, because for some reason our biggest superpower is seems to be tricking people into thinking that we are like this confidential source of information where you can just come dump everything to us. And I don't know, dude. I could go out to McDonald's and sit down next to some dude, and within 5 minutes he'll just start telling me all his life secrets and stories. I don't know what it is. If I got like a comfortable looking face, or like people just like think I'm like not a threat or something, so they'll just tell me anything. But it's like some of the shit people tell me, man. I'm just like, sometimes I just meet this person and they're just like telling me, dude, this would happen all the time on like dating sites when I used to go on those. Girls would just, within like an hour of talking, I could get them to tell me their fucking life story, their fucking address, their fucking their measurements, how many guys they slept with, like. They'll tell me all their rape stories. I'm just like, holy fuck, dude! Like, how does this happen? I'm not even trying to make it happen; it just happens. That's our superpower. Just getting information from like all these places and people. It's fucking awful. I hate it, actually. So like, the less you know, the happier you are. That's a saying that's actually very true. Generally, the more dirt and just nasty things you know about people and just humanity makes you just really start hating people and humanity. Sorry, coughed again. There are two reasons why we don't trust people. First, we don't know them. Second, we know them. Yeah, it basically ties into all that. It's just more like I know what people are capable of. I know what's happened to me. I know what's happened to other people. Uh, I know like I know like the I just know what people will do in different circumstances. And I've never been disappointed in my own expectations of how low people will go. If that makes any sense. Like nobody's disappointed me yet, because people will always go like the people will go pretty low. So this never catches me off guard. Like, wow, somebody actually went that low. No, I pretty much I know how low like people will go to do things in the crazy shit they'll do. So like it never surprises me. Uh, I get more surprised when people just do nice things, like just to do nice things. But that just like never happens. Everybody always has ulterior motives. Even me. Uh, we just live in a society now where it's like, even if you have good intentions and your motivations are clear and good, and you're just doing things just to be helpful, people are always gonna assume, why are you doing this. It's like, one of your friends lost their parent or something, and you go and you console them because you're generally like feel bad, like seeing them upset. You're just like, well, I'm sorry, blah blah blah. But there's people who will look in on that, and there are people who will see that and just instantly assume, well, you're just playing off her fucking sympathies, aren't you? You're trying to get in her pants while she's fucking down and out. And there's people who think like that, and like I don't blame them. It's entirely possible. There are people who do shit like that. They take advantage of people's emotional weaknesses to exploit them, and it's like it happens. So it's like I can't. People will think like that, and I can't say anything against it because it's like, well, I probably would think the same thing looking in if I didn't know the person. So, because I've seen it happen before. Actually, a lot of a lot of your preteens out there are usually because the girl's an emotional wreck and she somehow meets the dream boy who is pretty much taking advantage of her fucked up emotional state to kind of get her to do whatever she wants, whatever he wants. Usually, how early teen pregnancies happen, and then baby daddy's gone a month later. Our intuition is a scary, accurate sixth sense. Yeah, I mean, like I said, generally, if I have a gut feeling about somebody and something just doesn't feel right, and I tell you, like, I don't know what it is, like, everybody likes this guy, he's really nice, nobody has a problem with him, everybody thinks he's the nicest dude, but I'm telling you, something is not right. Whether that's just because, like, some people are very good at just, like, putting on that mask, man. Like, some people get so fake, they forget they're fake. and they don't even know what mask they're wearing anymore. So it's like until the mask cracks and something kind of wakes them up, they get so into these roles and these fake personalities they make that they forget who the fuck they are. But it's like I know, like deep down in the back of your mind, like you're fucking, you're not a good person. It's like I can't usually explain it. I usually don't say anything. I just kind of avoid those people. And people try to like force me to converse with them. It's like I just don't really want to. Sorry, dude. And like that's got me in trouble too, man. Like I've had a girl who got pissed at me because I don't like her best friend. I was just like, what does it matter if I don't like your best friend? Like, your best friend has nothing to do with our relationship, so why does it matter if I don't like him? It's like, well, he's my best friend. He's been with me forever. He's been over at my house and he hangs out with us. So like, you don't like him. Like just because I don't like him doesn't mean I can't hang out with him. Like I'm not that irrational of a person where I don't like somebody where it's just like I can't even look at you. I'm not gonna say hi to you. I'm not even gonna talk to you. Like in general public, I will avoid you because I don't want to talk to you. But if I have to, and it's like it's necessary to like make a comfort zone between us, I will make the comfort zone. Like I don't know, dude. I don't understand. High standards, yeah, we got them. Yeah, it's crazy too because like, oh my god, dude, like my standards are so high, and my own personal standards of like how I upkeep myself are so low. It's a very bad problem. Uh, like if I'm feeling my A game, like I do keep pretty clean and can cut fresh, and I exercise, but like I have like sometimes binge months, sometimes like an entire year where like I'm just in like a spot of just like I do not take care of myself at all, but my standards are still really high. And that gets really awkward. Obsessed, maybe. Perfectionistic, definitely. uh I don't know how to feel about this one. This is something like I'm still struggling with because it's like definitely I'm not gonna call it perfectionistic. I'm gonna call it like completionist. Like one of my problems, like I went over this on stream before. Like one of the reasons why I don't like open world games, especially like new age open world games, because like they cut out a lot of content. Well, they usually like overload them with pointless like meandered tasks. Like I bought Final Fantasy 15. I'm gonna play that tomorrow. I'm probably not gonna like it, just because the story is awful. The characters are just not interesting at all. They're basically like fucking buff in sync with like superpowers, and there's just like the characters and the plot are just terrible. Like everybody knows Final Fantasy 15 has the worst fucking storyline out of any Final Fantasy. Like it's bad. Even 13 has a better storyline than 15. 15 does. Sorry. Uh, and it's like I know I'm gonna play through the story, and then it's like, well, there's my 20 hours for $60, and now I'm gonna do the side content. But the problem with that is like once I start doing that, is like I'm just gonna do all of it because I gotta do all the content. Like I have to complete the game. Like I have to do it. I don't know what drives me to do it. I just do it. Like I will pick every little fucking herb out of the fucking grass for fucking 2 hours if I have to, because I have to collect everything and I have to complete everything. And this is why I don't like playing those kind of games, because I just like I've never finished Skyrim. I have no idea how fucking Skyrim ends, dude. Like you ask me like what's like the last missions in Skyrim look like, I have no fucking idea. I've never even gotten to the Civil War part in Skyrim because I literally spent 600 hours doing side missions and collecting fucking herbs because I wanted to finish everything. I would literally systematically go from like area to area, just doing everything in that fucking area. I'd actually get pissed off if I had to backtrack because it would piss me off. I'm just like, I just cleared that fucking area like fucking 3 days ago. Are you gonna make me do a quest to go back there now? So I don't know. It's just like this weird completionist thing. Maybe it is like an obsession. I fucking hate it, dude. Like I can't enjoy open world games. I can't even really enjoy RPGs like as much as I used to because it's like gotten worse. Uh, like even when I was younger, it was still pretty bad, man. Like if I played Final Fantasy, like I was like especially in my early days, I like, because I didn't really have access to a computer too much. I just played console. Like, I would always make sure I had like a strategy guide. I would always be on like Game Facts, like looking up walkthroughs to make sure I fucking collect every single thing on the run. Because mostly because I don't like playing games like more than once. Like, I don't like doing anything more than once. I like to do it one time, do it perfectly that one time, and then never do it again. Uh, yeah. This is the same thing that happens if like anybody's ever seen me play Osu. When I play Osu, like, uh, I very much like won't play songs multiple times. I'll go through like a set list and I'll play every song once, and I just like won't play them again. And I've even noticed sometimes, I don't know if it's like a person like a fucking mental block, but if I do try to go back and play a song again, I'll play it just awful. Like, I'll just fuck everything up. So I almost think it's like a mental block thing where like I just can't replay stuff, or I have to wait a while and then come back. Uh, I don't know, man. This is something to discuss with like a professional psychiatrist, because it probably is like a real issue, and this probably one of my biggest reasons why I hate being an INFJ. It takes a lot of like joy and like just enjoyment out of a lot of things for me, because I just can't fucking enjoy them. I have to complete them and do them perfect, and if I miss things, I get pissed, and it's like it's the same thing if when I played Counter-Strike or I played any competitive shooter, and when I was playing competitively, I would just like the team would like the team just made stupid little mistakes. I'd get pissed. If I made stupid little mistakes, I missed easy shots, or I fucked up a smoke, I get pissed. I have like this perfect ideal way of playing the game, and if people don't like adhere to that, it pisses me off. So like when enemies do stupid shit and make like retard plays and push me in spots that don't make any sense to push, and they get away with it, I get really fucking pissed off. Uh, so yeah, it's bad. As introverts, we need plenty of alone time to feel at our best. Whatever, dude. It's like, who fucking cares? Yet ironically, we're often mistaken for extroverts. Yeah, whatever, dude. That's not even like, it's not even a problem. Like, these aren't even problems. These are just like fucking like basic bitch facts that every fucking copy paste site puts up. You like people a lot, seriously. I have to think about it, because I honestly think I hate people. Maybe I like the ideal concept of people and what they can be capable of, but I think like, because like, I mean, if you don't know, I'm basically in hibernation mode. I've been in hibernation mode for the last couple of months. I don't talk to anybody, other than like, you know, I run an org, so like I have responsibilities and things. I need to contact certain people and shit and manage things on like Twitter. But like I don't go on Facebook like pretty much at all anymore. And I'm gonna tell you, like, I've been a lot happier lately. Just not dealing with people, not having to like get caught up in people's problems. Like, no, like, maybe I'll. I think I had like a slight like depressive episode where I got like really upset, maybe like 2 months ago. But I'm pretty sure it was just like kind of triggered because I just watched like a really sad fucking show, and it just kind of like triggered like this past experience in my head, and like, but then it was over. Like, it didn't linger or persist. And other than that, like, I haven't like, even when you know, just recently I lost power because we had a nor'easter, and like I'm super sick. Like, I had like ear infection, sinus infection. I'm pretty sure I had with the flu. Like, I'm weak. I couldn't get out of bed. I literally almost fucking froze to death in my house because it was like negative fucking 20 in here. We had no power for 2 days, and I couldn't get out of bed, so I was just kind of stuck here. And like I literally was like freezing to death, and like I wasn't really upset. Like, I wasn't like depressed about it. I was perfectly fine, and then power went back on. I was like, oh yay. Like, I just haven't had any like depressive episodes or anything. So I guess like I like people. I like what people could be in my life, but people just aren't what they could be in my life. They're always just kind of disappointing and leading me in loops and getting me in trouble and causing me mental anguish. So since dropping people, I've been fucking way happier. Not happy. I don't think it's ever possible to be truly happy, but just pretty neutral. No depressive stuff. No nothing. Just fine. Even when bad shit happens, I just get mad about it and huff and puff, and then it's like I'm over it, like normal people. So maybe it's just like I'm just in like this recharge phase. But I think like deep down, like yeah, I do really. I like what people are capable of. I like thinking about you know what humanity can do, the future. I want to see the future. I'm not going to, unfortunately, unless I fucking freeze myself. Hopefully, in like another 20 years or something, before I get too old, like that technology will be out, and I'll just like sell everything and try to gamble money and get money and fucking just freeze myself so I can actually see the future. Because I'm telling you, man, like my fucking if I could fucking pilot like a fucking Gundam in the future, dude, I'm done. Pack me up, dude. That'll be the first time I've ever been happy in my whole life. Like, I can just become a Gundam pilot, dude. You know we're gonna have Gundams, dude. Like, there's no way we're not gonna have mobile suits in the future. It's gonna happen, dude. Japan's gonna invent them. It's only a matter of time. You know they're gonna do it. Maybe it's like 200, 300 years in the future, but they're gonna do it. I know they're gonna do it. It's gonna happen. You'll see. Trust. Archive this. Anybody from the future who watches this, I called it. In fact, most people just don't see how much we care. It's so hard to show it. Yeah, but I don't really give a fuck. Like, people either know what I'm worth or they don't. The people who do appreciate it, and the people who don't, oh well for them, it's their loss. Being non-FJ, it's both a blessing and a curse. It's complicated. I mean, I guess this kind of sums it up as I don't think it's really a blessing. I think just the way the fucking functions stack in our brains is just kind of flawed. It's weird too, because like I used to think, and like we talked about this in groups too, how if you ever watched like Sense8 or whatever the fuck that show's called, where they're all kind of linked with each other. We've always kind of joked around about how INFJs are the rarest type, but it's probably because we're like the next stage in evolution in terms of like cognitive functions and thinking processes, and like that empathetic, like analytical harmony that we have, and the way we kind of like feed off other people and connect with other people just naturally. Like that's kind of like the future stage of human evolution, is just that natural connection you can form with groups of people and shit. Like in Sense8 kind of. We used to joke about that, but I used to kind of think like maybe that is a thing. Like, why are we less than 1%? Like, are we're either the old, we're either like the old, like the leftover genetics of like previous generation, and like we're like a dying breed, or we're like the next evolution. You know what I'm saying? It's very possible. Who fucking knows, man? I don't know. Nobody knows. Uh, could be like the first stage with the next step. Uh, of like just higher thinking and shit, but it's also really narcissistic to say, and obviously like we were joking, but was interesting to consider. Uh, but honestly, I don't feel that way. I honestly feel like this is a terrible way to exist. The way these functions stack, it's just not a proper way to survive in the current state of the world and society, and what society wants and what people want nowadays, and how things are set up. Just being that compassionate uh people person just doesn't work. So generally what you'll find is the INFJs who are kind of succeeding in life and who are happy and finding their place are generally the ones who are very good at shutting off the one side of their brain and just focusing on this one. They still have it. They don't shut it off completely, but they're very good at just kind of diving into the more mathematical stuff, analytical shit. Uh, at least the INFJs I meet, they're all scientists and more into those technical fields. Uh, and that's where those are the ones I find that are happy. A lot of the ones I find INFJs I talk to who are unhappy and struggling in life are the ones who are just like super sensitive, empathetic about everything. Uh, which I guess is also a problem because, like I talked about before, they're not using their full function stack properly, so they need to, do some of this more. Sorry, I keep coughing. It's bad. try to wrap this up because I don't know how much longer I can talk before I fucking die. Uh, I just know for me personally, like I've always, uh, like I said, I didn't self-label an INFJ. Like I got typed this. I got typed this when I went to college. I was given the test. Never heard of it before. This is what I got. Uh, and then I did a one-on-one meeting with the psychologist, and then he studied this shit, and he did like a personal typing for me. And then I even later on, through months of like going through MBTI, I got typed by another professional that I paid for as this. And then like I even went to like two different groups of like 10 to 15 people that we would all like get in little calls with, and we did like typing nights, and this is what they all typed me as. So I don't want to be this. So, you know, to the guy whose comment I keep deleting, who keeps going, "You're a fake INFJ. You're clearly an INFP. Please give me proper reasoning. I want to hear your logical like analysis, because it baffles me how you can make that distinction when we've never actually talked one-on-one. You've never asked me any questions. You don't know who I am. I've given you very vague, not very specific references to my real life, and so I just want to know, because I would love to be like an INFP. Actually, I wouldn't love to be an INFP. I don't really want that type. If you give me INTJ, you type me as an INTJ, all right? I fucking love you, dude. I want to be an INTJ so bad, dude. Fucking Lelouch is like one of my favorite fucking characters in anime. Just the way he just has this grand vision, dude, and the guy just makes it happen. Something like that. And like that's the thing with INTJs, man, is they make shit happen. They get it done. They get this grand fucking vision, and they do it, dude. Fucking love INTJs, man. Want to be an INTJ. INFJ sucks. This whiny shit that people do on Twitter, this is retarded, by the way. Like, these are probably not INFJs. I've never even posted anything like this. I don't know people do this. Same thing with the like INFJs on Reddit. That one question I see all the time is just like, does any other INFJs have this problem where they feel this way about this thing and they're just struggling really hard? I'm just like, yeah, motherfucker, everybody is struggling. It's called fucking life. That's life. That's how life works. What is asking this random person on the internet, hey, are you an INFJ and are you struggling? What is that gonna do for you? It's literally gonna do nothing for you, bud. Obviously, you need to like look at your own fucking internal issues and problems and figure out what is wrong with you and your situation and your environment. Who the fuck cares if Bobby Joe down the street, who's an INFJ, is also struggling? Of course he's struggling. Everybody's fucking struggling. Are you trying to get some kind of sick satisfaction knowing that there's other people in the world struggling other than you, even though your problems are probably fucking pretty stupid when you really think about it? Some of the people I read on the Reddit about their complaints and problems they have are just like fucking just like stupid, petty, stupid shit. It's just like right away I'm just like, there's no way you're a fucking INFJ, because you wouldn't give two fucks about some of this shit. It's just like, who cares if Susie Joe doesn't like you, dude? Like, who fucking cares, man? There's 10 million Susie Joes in the world. And I'm sure eventually, if you look hard enough, you'll find a Susie Joe that's got bigger tits and a nicer ass and probably a, tighter vagina, okay? And the Susie Joe you were in love with was a whore, and she was probably dating your best friend. You get the point. Like, I don't know. I hate MBTI, dude. I think that's what it is. I don't want to make any more MBTI videos. This is probably the last one, so don't ask for any more. I think MBTI is fucking stupid. At least what it's become. What it was initially supposed to be, and then, everything off of Carl Jung's stuff. What it was originally supposed to be was something a lot better than what it's turned into, which is a fad. It's turned into just typical Facebook garbage. I can't go on Facebook without seeing even just random people that I have no idea what MBTI is, just like doing random Facebook personality tests. Like, oh my god, I'm an ENTJ. And they're like, oh, me too, dude, I got this one. And like, it's like these stupid fucking labels, man. They don't matter, man. They really don't. Like, it's like, yeah, I use the label too. I'm an INFJ, but it's only when I'm talking about MBTI stuff because it's like at the end of the day, I'm like everything, man. If you're especially if you're an INFJ, you're an INFJ, you're an INFP, you're an INTP, you're an INTJ, you're everything, dude. It's just your cognitive functions are a little bit more preference to fucking this shitty fucking contradiction of a mess that we currently have. So you kind of start lean one way, but you can train yourself to fade into other things. This is what I've done over the years, but I don't know. People just get kind of too absorbed into it and too serious about it. I understand it's kind of fascinating, especially around FJ. Like you can't resist the urge to just dive into it, but like dive into it carefully. Don't get overly absorbed in it. Just understand that, like I've said in my other video 1,000 times, there are no fucking answers in MBTI. There are no answers in Enneagram. There's no answers in fucking socionics. There's no answers there. You discover the answers yourself by living your fucking life. Some random motherfucker on YouTube is not going to give you the answers. If you're having problems in your life, if you're struggling, you need to figure it out yourself, or go see a professional therapist who that's their job to help you through your problems. It just people, I appreciate all the comments, but some of you were asking me like just like questions that were just like I'm not the ones that give you answers. I don't even know who the fuck you are. You're just some name on the internet to me. Like you should not be like going to these YouTube videos and these sites and reading this shit, or like paying money to these fucking MBTI specialists to plan your life for you. Plan your own fucking life. Figure it out on your own. Like if you don't do that, you're just gonna end up right back where you started. If somebody else gives you the answers, you're just gonna come right back, swinging back around. You're not even gonna see it come either. It's gonna be like a fucking bat to the face out of nowhere around a corner. You're just gonna come right back to where you were before. It's gonna happen. Somebody else is gonna rise you up, and you're just gonna fall right back down as soon as you get on your own again. Because you probably have issues that you need to work out, or you have things that you need to figure out for yourself. Okay? So I like to say this about a lot of INFJs, especially the really whiny ones that complain and always puts these like depressing fucking things on Reddit all the time and shit. And it's like, bro, everybody's struggling. Everybody has issues. We all have things we have to do. Some people have way more complicated things to deal with than you do. So don't worry about everybody else. Worry about yourself, especially if you're an INFJ. I'm going to tell you right now, like I said before in another video, if you're an INFJ, you know what your problems are. I know what my problems are. I know what my issues are. It's just about, getting off my ass and fixing them, which I'll do eventually. It's just, I'm just kind of lazy because I already know what I'm supposed to do. So now I'm just kind of like, because I already know and I don't have to figure it out because I'm an INFJ. So I already know what my problem is through self-reflecting. And so I'm using that as like an excuse where like, well, I don't have to go through all that time to figure it out. I can just kind of milk it a little bit longer and then fix it, because that's what I do. Because I already know what I'm supposed to do, so I just kind of milk it and put it off as long as I can because I'm fucking lazy. But like, if you're an actual INFJ, you fall into this label. 9 times out of 10, you're asking these people about your problems and how do you fix these things, but you know the answers. Like every time I did it, because I did it too, posted on these fucking YouTube guys like, oh, I don't know. It's like I knew the whole time. I knew what the answer was. I knew how he was gonna respond. I already knew what he was gonna say, what she was gonna say. I already knew what I had to do, but it's just like, I don't know. Like don't seek advice from others. Be self-sufficient. You know your problems. You know how to fix them. You know what you need to do, and just do it. And if you can't do it, get a professional help and have that person help you push to do it, or maybe even like talk to close friends or family and have them kind of help push you, because sometimes INFJs just need a push. This is why I said, and somebody laughed about it in the video too, how like, I was talking about how I wouldn't mind having like a tsundere girlfriend. Sorry. And it's true, and it's because, like I said, I'm lazy. I know what I have to do, but I always kind of put it off because I already know. So having that fucking like bitchy naggy person behind me yelling at me to do it will usually motivate me to do it. So that's why it's good for me. Is that true for all INFJs? No. It's just true for me. So if somebody took that the wrong way, thinking like, well, maybe this is all INFJs need to have really pushy, aggressive girlfriends, and it's like, no, it's not true. Like that relationships have nothing to do with your fucking MBTI type. So I just want to make that clear too. Like, don't ever date based off MBTI type. This is fucking retarded. It makes no sense. Uh, it's just like you're just gonna seem weird. Like when you try to talk about that shit, like just don't worry about that stuff, dude. This is very much like for you to internally look at yourself. I use this as a tool to help read other people. I didn't use MBTI so much for myself, which is what you should be using it for. Because I already like, I pretty much always knew like what my problems were and shit. Like I said, so I used it more of like help me figure out other people because I had a lot of confusing people in my life at the time. So this seemed like a perfect tool to use to like find answers about these people and kind of like identify like how their brains work. Okay, and that's pretty much the video. Thank you guys for all the likes and the views on the other video and the crazy amount of subscribers that are coming in this dead channel. If you guys don't already know, I primarily Twitch stream. So if you ever want to come hang out, just come hang out. Hit the follow button. I stream pretty much every day on a consistent schedule. Subscribing on YouTube is free. Please feel free to click it. 9 times out of 10, because of how broken and stupid YouTube's algorithm and shit works anyway, you'll probably never see my videos anyway. So just subscribe. It's not gonna hurt you. It's free. Just do it. Seriously, it's just free. You never have to see a video from me again if you don't want to. You probably won't because of how YouTube works. Same thing with Twitch. I'll link my Twitch in the description. Feel free to follow it. It costs you nothing. Just make a Twitch account. Just click the follow button. You never have to come back again. Just giving me a follow alone just helps. So, that's pretty much it, dude. Thanks everybody. Good luck on whatever journeys you guys are on. Feel free to keep shit posting in the comments so I can keep deleting stuff. It's really fun. I like pressing the delete button. It makes me feel empowered and feel mighty. It makes me feel like the alpha male, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, keep doing it. Love you. Bye.